Hello everyone, welcome back to this new another audio session. So it has been a quite some time since I posted my last audio session. The reason being that nothing much is happening. So when I say nothing much is happening, I mean both at spiritual level as well as on the materialistic level, the life we live in this world. So that is from individual point of view. Of course, things are happening in the world at very fast pace. Things are changing, but uh, at an individual level, yeah, things are very slow. Not the way I expected it to unfold. So I will be talking about all these issues, how I think things will unfold, and why they don't unfold the way I expect them. So before starting, I remember one, bhajan by Sant Kabir, where he very nicely put the way God operates in this world. धीरे धीरे रे मना धीरे सब कुछ होए. So this is very beautiful line. Here he wants to say that don't expect the things, in a knee jerk kind of reaction. Things move very slowly. Fundamentally, the big major changes are introduced very slowly. So that's the thing, and this thing is applies for both spiritual as well as material life. So it shouldn't make us complacent in our strive, for movement into upper realms of spirituality. So we should keep on putting the effort, but putting the effort itself, if it is not bringing the fruit we expected, that doesn't mean nothing is happening. It's basically, tiring out the mind. So it's very essential in Satmat. Before tiring out your mind, you cannot, have a true earning for the truth, the spiritual supreme being. Because when mind tires out, then only it give the space to anything else to exist. So when we keep on trying, and finally see that nothing is, happening, so at that time, Lord Himself, make arrangement to really, be able to love Him. If I say Him, okay. So yeah, there is no other way other than love of God. It sounds very simple, but it's the truth. With mind, you can go up to the Trikuti, and there is no other way you can go up. You will again fall into the, remain within the garb of mind, and we keep on, trying again and again, but we can't go beyond Trikuti. So at that time, we need something which can take us beyond mind, and that something is love of God. So here another thing I want to mention, that when we say God, we think we put him on higher pedestal or something very, different from us at very higher, we are lower and he's higher kind of thing, but it's not true. Because God can't have, any ego kind of thing if you think like that. So he's like us. Anybody around you, you meet a nice person in your life, and just think that the same kind of feeling should come when we think of God, the nicest person out there, and friend, best friend kind of thing. So these all things I'm talking about, is dualistic spirituality. Of course, non-dual kind of thing exists, but it is the truth. Everything is total. Everybody is part of the total. But to make things practically moving, practically, to do something, we have to adopt the duality in spirituality, because we need to identify the God separate from us, so that we can see the things how they operate, and how they really work in this world and other worlds. So so dual you know duality is a practical meaning of moving up in spirituality. So that is the one thing I wanted to say. So anyway, other thing, like all the things in the our world and the universe are already fixed. They are moving, according to a plan, and that will happen only the way it has been planned. There is can't be any change. So change can happen. We can see change at physical level is driven by change in astral world, and that is driven by a change in causal world, and that is change, that is driven by par brahm and ultimately Sachkhand. So it's level of hierarchy, the way changes can introduced. So my master Ishwar Puri has explained it very beautifully in one of his satsang, how really changes are introduced when you reach the top. Everything is fixed. So everything is already fixed. How to how the things will unfold. So that is the thing. Uh, yeah, the way I expected the things to unfold, you know, I won't say I didn't expect that, but things move slow, particularly in the current circumstances. We can't expect things move in a very haphazard manner. It will take time, and so anyway, so yeah, another thing, like I wanted to say that the carrier, like the carrier of this world, I would call it, a word is called Om. So the carrier of this world, uh, has already been merged with the carrier of higher civilizations. So essentially, that means that changes can be controlled, and are controlled by other civilizations. It may sound scary, but it's not really like that. Uh, so I will call this as Om channel merger. Om was our carrier, and channel is the carrier of higher civilizations. It's just like a wireless communication system. You need a carrier to transmit the information from one point to other. Uh, that carrier is sine wave or cos wave, whatever you call it. You modulate it and you transmit the data from one point to another. Similarly, in this world, we need a carrier to really move the things. In our case, in our spirituality, I found that sound of Om is that carrier, and it's very primitive. Uh, Similarly, other worlds and other civilizations also have their own carrier, sound carrier. So before any merger, these two carriers has to be sorted out. How they will, really interact, and a common channel carrier is established, which has already been established. So that may seem something weird I'm talking about, but that's the way how the world operates. Hmm. So yeah, Maya rides the carrier. You can say that if you can, really want to bring this thing, Maya rides the carrier, and the whole world moves. So that is the thing. And other worldly events which are happening, uh, you know, I thought and think that they have already been, already been established outside the time of dimension. So is there any need to worry about something going very wrong or something not happening good for the humanity, or is there need for any direct intervention by other civilizations? So it's very complex thing. Multiple things are happening at multiple levels, and so as and when more information is is known to people, so we become more empowered. Mm. Otherwise we are just like moving randomly in this whole chaos, and we don't have any control. So ultimately thing is to get the control over the way things happen around individual and around as a whole earthling beings. So ultimate aim of all the physics, chemistry, or whatever sciences we know, uh, we strive to know, is to get that control only. So the more knowledge we have, more control over our own surroundings, and more what can happen to us. So yeah, so let's see how the things unfold, and how the really merger happens. uh, so that is the thing that will come in with due time, and we'll see how it really happens. So let's wait and watch and see that sometimes things move very fast, sometimes it seems like nothing is happening, but in the background, which I already mentioned, carrier, things are moving, and necessary changes are being brought. So ultimately it merges into single point where all the things joins together piece by piece, and we will see a beautiful whole. So that's it I wanted to talk about today, and I will post something else in next video. Thank you.